Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm your host Julio here. This is going to be the first episode of a series of stories about my life. I hope you like these stories. Let's get on with the first story. Okay, as you guys know, we have a pandemic right now, and this story is going to be about the first shot that I had against the virus. Small backstory, I'm extremely terrified of needles. So usually when I get a shot, I cry, I faint, or I throw up. So when they announced that a vaccine was coming, I got extremely anxious. So I live here in Sweden, and we actually had a homepage that announced this vaccination process, and they first actually started with, of course, the older. And I was actually going into this homepage every day. Finally, my day had come. I was so afraid. So to get a bit of courage, I actually puffed up my hair, cut my mustache, and added some sunglasses to look like Magnum PI to feel strong. So we took the train, me and my wife, to go and get vaccinated, and it was in a church. The church was basically divided in two, in a place where you got vaccinated and a place where you had to rest after the vaccine. When we went in, we had to stand in line. I was in front of my wife, and I accidentally saw the first person getting vaccinated. So I panicked and I actually started to clap. I don't know if it was good or bad, maybe not. I mean, people started looking at me and I was clapping kind of a moron, and my wife, she looked at me and said like, "Turn around, look at me, take it easy," and I did. When my turn came, luckily I was on the first booth, so I didn't have to see other people being vaccinated. There was a nurse and an assistant, I guess. She was an assistant. The nurse went away to get the vaccine, and the assistant basically asked me a lot of questions. She actually saw that I was very afraid. She started calming me down and telling me, "It's okay, it's going to go fast." I told her that I had a big problem with needles. I'm very anxious about this, but she actually helped me a lot. She said, "It's okay, just look to the side, nothing is going to happen, we'll do it quick and it's going to be over." So I looked to the side, and that's when the nurse comes back with the needles. The needles is only one. So I look to the side, and that's when the nurse comes back with the needle and just passed with it straight on my face. And I panicked once again, but this time it was even worse. Started sweating a lot. So the nurse, she noticed this, of course, and she asked me if I wanted to go and lay down on a bed they had on the other side. But I didn't want that, because if I did, I would have to see everyone else being vaccinated, and that would make me even more afraid. So I told her,
"It's okay, just go. I'm not afraid. We got this."
So she took this jelly thingy, starting cleaning up my wood, alcohol or something. What? When she was ready, she basically took my arm and put it like this. And then she told me, "Relax." So I did. So I threw myself back of panic. And she became very like stressed too, and she was like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry." So she did it again. She took my arm one more time and she said, "Okay, relax." So I threw myself back again of panic, and we did this a lot of times. In the end, she even asked me like, "Do you want to lay down on the floor, please?" And I was like, "No, why would I lay down on the floor?" Well, I didn't say that to her, but that's what I thought. She even told me to relax, that they were going to give me a good vaccine, and I didn't understand what she meant at that point, and I was like, "No, just go with it." But in the end, I think it took like 15 minutes. She managed to give me the vaccine. Then she put her arm on my shoulder and she tells me, "It's okay, you got a good vaccine, you got Pfizer." And then I understood that she thought that I was like afraid of the vaccine, that I was some kind of anti-vax person or something. So I told her like, "Well, I don't care what's in it, I'm just afraid of the needle." She just got a big like, "Oh" moment. We kind of laughed a little about that. After that, I had to go to the waiting area, and there I saw my wife. She was done a lot earlier than me, since I don't know, I had all this drama. When I saw her, I felt so much relief. So I basically held up my arm, and she just went like, "It's okay, come see." So when I sat there on the bench, I think I sat for like 1 second, and I actually threw myself on the bench and started making noises like, oh, I'm in so much pain. And she just looked at me and kind of, she didn't yell, but kind of like, "Stop, Julio, you're scaring people." So I just sat up again, and I still felt kind of bad, so I put on my glasses to kind of mask my pain to other people. And she started showing me cat videos so I could feel better. As I told you guys, I usually cry when I get vaccinated or stuff like that. So when I felt better or relief, I started crying, and I started crying a lot. I mean, my nose was like Moses tearing the river apart, and it was just like a flood. I couldn't stop it. But in the end, I started feeling better and better. But of course, since this was a waiting area, a girl comes in and she started talking about her vaccination process in detail. So I get panic again, but this time I just looked at my wife and said, "Let's just leave. I don't care. I don't want to wait here. I just wanted to go out." So on our way out, one assistant, he actually looks at me and he asked me, "How long have you been waiting?" And I told him that I basically just got there. He got me to stay there and sit with him in another area, and he calmed me down a lot. So thank you for that. Now that I think about it, even though it felt very horrible, now it's kind of funny to relate to this story, and it's definitely not my worst vaccination process. But yeah, that's basically it. That's the end of the first story. Thank you for watching the first story of this series. And if you like this video, don't forget to comment, subscribe, or like, or other stuff. I know there is a bell, I don't even know what it does. But you can do that too, press that bell. And on the next episode, I will tell you about my worst needle experience ever. This is actually the reason why I'm so terrified of needles. And maybe throw an extra story there. And press that bell.